ladies, let's get into this real quick. There is a stark difference between making love and having sex. I hope you know that, right? I hope you do. So today I will show you how to make love to your man intensely, deeply, intensely, for a deeper connection. Are you ready? Are you with me? Okay, let's go. Now, when we talk about sexuality, there is a lot of ground to cover, honestly. For many people, the idea of having sex means simple physicality versus the idea of making love, which is much more emotionally connected, and it involves being in love with your partner. Now, we must come to terms, or we must come to understand that having sex is not the same as making love. It's a two different ball game altogether. Fine, I do agree that, your journey to becoming a sexual goddess is or would, be great for keeping your man happy, but it just doesn't carry the same effect when you make love to him. You know why? Because it's not necessarily the same thing. Now listen, when you make love to your husband, your aim is to have more than just sex. It's to bond with him. It's to show him how you feel deeply and intensely about him. When you make love, you're showing him that you love him. And hopefully it is also a medium for him to show you how much he loves and cares about you too. So remember this, it's not just about the crazy animalistic sex. It's about connecting with him during the act. That's the game changer. That's what gets men stuck. I'll tell you how remarkable making love is. It's so powerful because it reaffirms the value that you have towards your partner and the value that he has and places on you. I think that sex is superficial while love making is deep. It's like what the Bible describes as plunging into the deep. Even though the media argues that only women make this distinction, there are many men who also see a clear distinction between having sex and what it means to make love. And they desire it too. Don't be fooled. They're not just all about having sex. They desire to make love, but they only desire it with the women that they love and they are loyal to. All right? In fact, it's the only time that he can categorically tell you that he's in love with you or he's making love to you. Trust me when I tell you that for many couples, achieving this level of connection is the ultimate goal in the bedroom. And that's what you should strive to have. That's what you should be doing. Sex is good, but making love is better. Making love is better. So if you want to achieve this goal, you will need to define what making love is to you and then figure out what's missing when you feel like you're just having sex. So these are some of the steps that you can take to enable more love making in your relationship. Are you ready to get into it? Number one, as always, set the scene right. If you find that you really make love, it may just be that you're not setting the scene right in your bedroom or anywhere that you feel like you want to have sex. What I mean is that you're making a point to create a romantic space. You're ensuring that you don't just have quickie, or you're ensuring that you're not just focused on mechanical sex. Now imagine any of these great love-making scenes from Hollywood movies, and you will notice that more often than not, the lighting is dim, the doors are locked, and a sensual or sexy song is playing in the background. So make sure that your space is warm, your space is clean and inviting. Change the sheets, burn a scented candle, clean up a little beforehand, before everything happens, so that the scene that you're making will be fitting like that in a movie. Number two, express your love during sex. And I mean, tell him how much you love him while he's thrusting you. Sometimes when you make love, it's not because it is well thought out. Instead, it is because you're overwhelmed by the intensity of your feelings. Sometimes you can't even help but show your love in response to a thoughtful and caring action that your man had done during the day towards you. And you just need him to know how much you love him, how much you treasure him, while you give him your body and your soul. But before this, I would like for you to take the time out to show and tell your man how much you love him by first planning a romantic dinner in your favorite restaurant or in his favorite restaurant. Or you could just plan a meal at home waiting for him when he gets home after work, and you plan a bathtub, let him bathe, or you bathe him. After all, it's not hard to rile up this emotion after a romantic date, and then your expression of devotion shouldn't stop once sex begins. but just go on and tell him you love him during the act. It will make everything feel that much more intense than mechanical. But honestly, don't do this if you've only been dating for 3 weeks. Don't go and be telling him, oh, you love him. Hold off on those 3 words, please. Especially if you haven't established his feelings for you. But regardless, if you're bold, you can still express how important he is to you. As long as everything you do is done with love, it matters less the specific techniques that you use between the shits. Now, number 3, take your goddamn time. By that I mean, you've got to slow things down to make love. And you do this by dedicating time to foreplay, which is a great way to learn how to make love. Plus, it helps in making your orgasm take place. Take as much time as you need. Trace your fingers around every inch of his skin. Memorize the way he smells, he tastes, and he feels. You could also slow your breathing. Honestly, I keep saying this, that love making isn't a race or a goal. It's not about the goal. It's the journey that matters, which is the 4th tip that I am going to talk about. Focus on the journey, not the destination in sex. Orgasm is the finish line, I get it. And sadly, for many people, it's the only goal for them. It's okay if you prefer orgasm with sex, but I think that getting so caught up in a goal can leave you forgetting about the journey to get there. It's pretty much the opposite of staying in a moment. But it can also be detrimental because you can get into a routine and forget to explore bodies. When you make a point to focus on the journey, you slow things down. And slowing things down is one thing that can set apart making love from having sex. Plus, it gives you more time to fully explore your own body and that of your lover. Do you get what I mean? So if you happen to orgasm, that's great. If you don't, you redefine how sex looks and perhaps what it means to you. That's also great. And when you focus on connecting and pleasuring, it takes off the pressure from trying to orgasm or to make your partner come. So it's okay not to expect anything and just go with the flow. Number 5, be in the moment. Don't allow your overactive mind take you out of the moment, which isn't what you want when you're learning how to make love with your partner or make love to your partner. And you can help yourself stay in the moment with a few practices, which should come easily if you've ever, participated in meditation. So whenever you recognize that your mind is wandering, is drifting, focus on the pleasure that you're giving or that you're receiving from your partner. And also notice how your head, your arms, your hands, your legs, your feet, and your core feels, right? Focus on your breathing and his too. And if it helps, you can breathe in tandem, or you can imagine yourself inhaling his breath and him doing the same with you. Inhaling your breath that you exhale. And then imagine the breath as energy moving through your body to ground yourself. All right? Or you could even decide to change the position to get your head into the moment. And number 6, learn to involve your full bodies during sex. See, when you're making love, the woman's juicy part is more than a warm, wet hole to launch into, right? That's what sex is about. But making love is deeper than that. It's pretty much the opposite of making love. So if you want to make love, do the opposite. Think beyond genitals. Incorporate your whole body and his too. Lavish attention from his head to his toes. Kiss him all over. Caress your hand across the skin of his chest, his arms, his back, his legs. Try to connect as much of your bodies as possible. The end goal here is to ravish your entire body. And then number 7, stay totally connected. Part of the difference between making love and just having sex is that you and your partner, you remain connected, you stay connected. The same care you use outside of the bedroom can also help you master how to make love and bring your love making to another level inside of the bedroom. And trust me, you do this by making eye contact, using each other's names, and focusing on providing pleasure rather than just getting your own pleasure. All right? Because the art of making love is all about connecting with your partner as an individual. And you don't learn to make love to a man, you learn to make love to your man. And eye contact is so powerful that it helps to keep you grounded and connected especially in positions like missionary position, cowgirl position, where you can make eye contact with your man. I'm going to talk about how to make eye contact during sex. If you want that, tell me in the comment section that you want that, and I will make it right away. And I need you to know that if your guy makes direct eye contact, it is a sure sign that he's making love to you. You can also hold hands, and you can wrap your arms around his body, or your legs around his body, like you're hugging to keep your bodies entirely connected while you make love. You could also bury your face in his neck, where you can moan directly into his ears. Then again, let's not forget that kissing can make a big difference between making love and having sex too. And also, some people don't just kiss people that they are not in love with. So yeah. Number 8, if you both can make an effort to climax together, that's the ultimate goal, to establish that you both have made love. Now, it's not necessarily easy or possible for you and your partner to orgasm at the same time, even all the time, but doing so will certainly make you feel like you're making love as opposed to just having sex. There are a few steps that you could take to make this a lot easier. For starters, know how long it takes for you to get off as a woman and what you need to do to get off, all right? If it typically takes you much longer to get to the point of no return than it does for your man, then it's advisable for you to start with oral sex or manual stimulation to get close to the edge and control your orgasm too until your man comes to the point of ejaculation. And he's also going to let you know ahead of time that he's about to come, or he's at the edge of climax, and both of you can and when he does, both of you can just come at the same time. You can just, that's if you're staying in the moment, all right? Number 10, and finally, to the most important part of it all, you have to cuddle. If you're not cuddling after sex, then you're not lovers, oh. You're not lovers with a bond to some level, to be honest. That cuddling is everything. For many people, what happens after sex is just as important as what happens during it. So if one or both of you just rush off immediately, it will not feel like an emotionally intimate event just occurred. Plus, you remember that oxytocin is released during orgasms. So that is the time for you to bask in it. Oxytocin is the cuddle hormones that encourages bonding. So if you're not cuddling, you're not bonding. A man or a woman who just doesn't want to cuddle after sex doesn't want to get attached, especially if you guys are just casual and not really defined as a couple. It's just sex for them, and that's all, so set aside enough time to touch and cuddle after sex. It's very important. Maybe take a nap with your man after love making and wake up feeling pretty much satisfied and loved. Okay? If he's not cuddling you, he doesn't want to be emotionally attached to you. Get it and get it straight. I don't care if he says, oh, I don't like cuddling and all of that shit. That is some bullshit excuse. Anyways, this is where I stop. Thank you so much. If you really do enjoy my content, don't you forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I post my daily content. Until I come your way, do understand that I love you always. Mwah.